and welcome everyone. Welcome to our webinar on Environmental Science Academy. And first of all, I would like to welcome our parents and our presenters today. I would like to start with Joanne. She is our program manager at RVCC. And we have got Paul here in this presentation as well. He is the Director of Career and Transfer Services. And we have got Marianne, Dr. Marianne Barisevich from RVCC. She is teaching anatomy and physiology. And we have got Audrey here. She's the Dean of Academic Support and Educational Partnerships. Also from our school, we have got Mr. Yildiz. He is our lead person, and Ms. Kosh, our curriculum supervisor, and Robert, the guidance counselor. So I would like to, pass the microphone to Joanne to make a little introduction about herself. And
Mr. Robert, before that, I'm so sorry.
And Mr. Yildiz, I think he's in a hurry. So
yes, I'm sorry.
Let me just, Mr. Yildiz, hold on. Let me just spotlight you. Give me a second. Is your camera on?
Isn't it on?
I'm not able to see you. But anyways, go ahead, please.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I hope you're all doing good. Maybe you heard we started to get our acceptances, college acceptances already. We will announce them as soon as possible, as soon as we hear from the Ivy universities, actually. So stay tuned, and this will make lots of people's mind, hopefully. I'm sure. I'm sure tonight you will learn a lot of things. See you all Monday back to school. Good evening, and enjoy the presentation. Sorry for the interruption. Please, Mr. Robert, go ahead.
Joanne, thank you very much, Mr. Yildiz. Joanne, let's start with you. I think your microphone.
I muted myself. I'm so sorry.
Okay, go ahead. Let me just spotlight you first.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. My name is Joanne Travellini. I'm the program manager for high school outreach and academies at the college, RVCC. And I'm very happy to be here. I've been with the college for 12 years, working with concurrent enrollment or dual enrollment, as it's sometimes called, and also with the academy programs. And I'm, again, very happy to be here and working with the Thomas Edison School and Environmental Science Academy.
Thank you very much, Joanne. Let's continue with Paul. Paul, thank you very much for coming in today.
Good evening, everyone. Again, I direct the Transfer and Career Services Office, and our goal is to help students move beyond Raritan Valley to four-year colleges. Some, of course, go on to graduate schools, and also we provide career services. So this is a service available to all of our students, not just our in-residence students on the campus, but all of the academies as well. So I'm glad to be here tonight.
Thank you so much, Paul. We are going to continue with Marianne right now. Marianne, let me just spotlight you.
Hi, everybody. I am currently a faculty member at RVCC. I am the former department chair for science and engineering, which this academy belongs to. So I've worked very closely with Mr. Robert and Mrs. Ghosh and Joanne over the past 3 or 4 years as we kind of shaped the academy and have really worked to make this a great program.
Thank you so much, Marianne. Audrey, let's hear from you as well. Let me just spotlight you first. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate the nice introduction. I bring you all greetings from RVCC. I think you're going to have a wonderful presentation tonight. We have some very informative speakers, including some students from the program and faculty and administration from both schools. So I'm very pleased to provide that welcome from the college. I just wanted to wish all of you the best of luck and wishing you a happy, healthy, and safe holiday season and new year. Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.
Thank you so much, Audrey. We'll continue with Miss Ghosh.
Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Mrs. Ghosh. Most of you know me. And yes, I am unmuted, right. So most of you know me. This is my ninth year at TEAGS and I have been teaching over 2 decades. I have been an educator and administrator. So most importantly, this is our fourth year. We are running this academy in association with the RVCC. I'm glad to be partnered with them. And I have been closely working with Joanne and Marianne. And here we go. This is our academy presentation for the fifth year.
Yep, we are very, very excited. Let me just come back to myself. We are very excited that we are having our fifth cohort coming in, and our first cohort is graduating this year, which is super exciting. I don't know how the time passed, but we are here. You know, it's been 4 years that we are in this adventure. So hold on, students are texting me. Everybody's texting me. I'm so sorry, folks. Um, and I don't know how to mute them because it's the iMessage. So again, let me just talk about what is Thomas Edison Energy Smart Charter Schools Environmental Science Academies. It's a 4-year program for highly focused college-bound students. We are accepting our most strong students into this program, and it's very rigorous, and at the same time, it's very fun. Students, take some classes on our campus, some classes at RVCC, and it's been working really well for our students and for our parents and for us. They are learning and they are getting stronger and stronger. Again, it's a partnership between TEAGS and RVCC. And what's really cool about this program is our students are graduating with an associate's degree in environmental science at the end of this program. So imagine that, your kids are graduating from the first 2 years of college while in high school. That's really cool. So the advantage of this program is that first of all, colleges, the 4-year colleges, especially the top colleges, they want to see rigorous courses on the kids' transcript. And in this program, we are offering it all. We are offering honors courses. We are offering AP classes. We are offering, for the people who want to do it, we are offering AP capstone program. And we offer, of course, RVCC college courses. Again, our school is a very small school in terms of size. Every class is about 50 students. But our environmental science is even smaller. So kids, they come into this program as a cohort and then graduate as a cohort. So they are in the same classroom for 4 years, and this is giving them a chance to take the college courses together, do their assignments together. It's creating a great friendship environment for them. Again, the faculty that is teaching the college courses are top-notch faculty. Like Marianne. She used to be the professor for our seniors who are graduating, and people coming from different backgrounds. Professors are really all they're expert in their area. And this rigor, this college courses, they are really preparing students for the college level work. So when they go to top-notch colleges, they're not going to be struggling, because they know how to deal with the professors. They know to work independently. And because in our program, nobody is like micromanaging them. They have to schedule, they have to manage their time. So that's why they are learning strong organizational skills and work ethic as well. And of course, this entire program is creating a strong portfolio for college admissions, which I'm going to visualize for you guys. I have taken some screenshots from the Common App. that the students are using to apply at different schools. So there's a platform which is called Common App, and most of the students are using this platform to apply for colleges. So the one on the left here is the student side, and when the students are entering their classes in Common Application platform, they write each and every single class there, the names of the classes, and also they mention the level of their classes in Common App. And here, as you can see, we have got different levels of courses listed, but dual enrollment is also especially defined here on this platform. So when our students when our students' data is pulled, by the colleges from the common application, in comparison to the other students, our students are staying strong and standing out because they have enrolled in such a program. Also, the one on the right is my side. As a counselor, I define the curriculum when they're applying for the colleges, and as you can see, the Common App is asking me which type of program the students are coming from. And again, AP Capstone Diploma Program is something that we offer at our school, and there's a specific section over here for AP Capstone Diploma Program. Also, as you can see on the student side, as the Common Application is asking if the students have taken college level work before and how many universities they have attended. So again, here the students are defining, which college they've taken the classes from. So from the college application standpoint, college level work is very, very important. So I would like to pass the microphone to Ms. Ghosh about the qualities that we are looking for in the students who are going to apply for this program. Ms. Ghosh, you're on.
Okay, fine. So coming from TEEX, you know this, as you're hearing from Robert, it is a strong academic program, it's a college program. So in order to be in that program, we are looking forward that they need to maintain, if they are going to be in that program, they need to maintain a strong GPA. They have to be highly focused, and they need to have maturity to handle this college level courses. Definitely, they need to have time management and study skills. We have some presenters, student presenters and parent presenters. They're going to be talking more about it. So I'm not going to take much time talking about this here. You're going to hear from the students' perspective and the parents' perspective what it means to be time management and study skills. And of course, they need to be interested in STEM and environmental fields, and they need to have a desire to do research and to have a commitment to do community engagement. I think, Joanne, you would like to add a little bit more to that slide, Joanne, I think.
Sure, I can add a little bit more. Okay, hi. So in terms of talking about maintaining a strong GPA, the Academy program does have a GPA requirement. The GPA requirement for your college courses is a 3.0. We have a criteria for continued enrollment in the Academy program. We certainly want all students in the program to be successful, but because it is an Academy program, we do have to have students maintaining a certain GPA. We will, obviously be working with students, helping students on both the college side and the high school side, and we can talk more about that as we go along. And I think that, from the student perspective, as Ms. Ghosh said, we will hear from them. And I think the main thing is for a student to be mature, because they do need to have a good work ethic. And I think that comes along with maturity. Making sure that they have a positive attitude towards their studies, towards their professors, towards just, being successful in school. And that's all I think I would add at this point. Thank you.
All right. So Ms. Ghosh is going to talk about the school side of the curriculum, and Marianne is going to talk about the college side of the curriculum. Yes, Ms. Ghosh.
Okay. So Maureen, you want to talk first RVCC program, then I can follow up with the high school program?
Sure, that's fine. Okay, so Mr. Robert has the curriculum here in front of you, and you'll see a couple of different font types. Anything that has a 4-letter and a 3-number code in front of it is an RVCC class. And I'm sorry.
That's so cute.
So you can see that in the 9th grade, there are none of the RVCC classes, and then we start to introduce them a little bit in the 10th grade. You'll see Pre-Calc 1 and Pre-Calc 2, Environmental Studies, and Intro to Psych are really the first 4 classes, the first 4 RVCC classes that the students encounter. And we did this so that they kind of are not just thrown to the wolves all at once. They have some time to acclimate to the college coursework. I believe that in the 10th grade, we should expect that your students would be taking RVCC classes at TEKS. Okay, so we're going to actually, we're going to have college level professors teaching at TEKS campus. When we get into the 11th grade, you're going to see now that there's a lot darker classes that are bolded with that 4-letter and 3-number prefix. We have the Gen Bio 1 and 2 sequence, the Gen Chem 1 and 2 sequence, energy and the environment, and geography. So this is a total of 6 college level courses they're going to take now at RVCC. So the students will actually be bused over to RVCC. In addition, they're also taking RVCC English Comp. We hope that that will be on TEKS, but it is a college level class. And then in the 12th grade, they're going to be attending RVCC courses. They're going to attend statistics, the environmental science capstone class, geology, plants, humans, and the environment, ecology, and a philosophy class, current role in social issues. So little by little, they're introduced to more of the college life. So by the time that they are seniors in high school, they're actually already in their second, almost full year of being a college student at the same time. So they're really getting a great college experience, full college exposure. In some semesters, they may be on campus 4 days a week to really get that whole experience. Mrs. Ghosh, do you want to kind of pick up with the high school end?
Absolutely. As you see, as Marian was talking about, all the bolded asterisks are college courses. Then this is as you're seeing, this is a dual enrollment program. So as students, they do RVCC courses, they are simultaneously earning the high school credits too. So you can totally see that, right? So that's the main reason this is called as a dual enrollment program. So as per New Jersey high school graduation requirements, every student has to have about 120 credits to graduate. So from the school side, we make sure that they are getting those credits as well. For example, if you see, they are having 4 years of language. The New Jersey Department of Education, they say that the students have to have 4 years of language arts, but about 20 credits, at least 3 years of math. They're going to get more than 3 years of math. So about 15 credits, and then they need to have 3 lab sciences, about 15 credits, and of course, social studies for 15 credits. If you see every year, you could see the social studies coming into picture. And of course, they need to have physical education, visual and performing arts, technology, world language, and 21st century skills. So we have made this course map in such a way, they are not only taking the college courses, as well as they are satisfying the high school graduation requirements. So that's the main reason we are talking about this as a dual enrollment program. Okay, so these students, so to summarize, these students who are enrolled in this academy program, they not only get high school diploma, they also get RVCC associate. Anything you want to add, Robert?
All right, so we are going to move on to the program details, and Joanne is going to pick up from here. Thank you very much, Ms. Ghosh.
Okay. So as far as the program details go, the first one on our list is acuplacer testing. We do have an admissions criteria, and we're going to talk a little bit later about the full admissions criteria, but acuplacer testing does come into play as part of the admissions criteria, really just as a benchmark. We want to see where your students are. So we're not looking for them to place really in any particular level, but we are looking for them we are looking for that as a holistic part of our admissions criteria. And we will be doing the AccuPlacer testing in March, and we are working out the details now. And we will let you know when we have the specific details as to how that's going to be handled. We will also be AccuPlacer testing any students who do become admitted to the program, because in the sophomore year, as Marianne reviewed, the students will be taking pre-calculus and also psychology, and those two courses require certain levels, certain placement levels, and if they haven't met those levels in the benchmark testing that we're doing in the admissions process, then they will need to test again. For student code of conduct, the college has a student code of conduct which covers behavior as well as academic integrity. It's very important that students are aware of this policy, and we will communicate that. All of our professors' syllabi have the code of conduct on it, especially as related to academic integrity. Students should be doing their own work. And we do meet with the students regarding this, especially as they're moving into that junior year where things get a little bit more rigorous and they start coming on campus. I'll leave this till the end if Marianne wants to add anything to that or any of these. Academic calendar. So we, in the freshman and sophomore years, while the students are on the TEKS campus, they will be following the TEKS calendar, the TEKS academic calendar. In the junior and senior year, when the students start coming onto our campus though, they will follow the RVCC calendar, which isn't necessarily the same as the TEKS calendar. So they may not have the same start date. They may not have the same vacation days. So that's important to note here, that the students need to be available for classes. Even though TEKS may be closed, students need to be available for their RVCC classes if they're in this program. Attendance, which goes hand in hand with the academic calendar. Attendance is always important for all students, especially with college classes, which usually are only 2 days a week, for the most part. So think about missing, one of those classes a week. That's a big chunk of information. So students need to be aware of that, be in communication with their professors, and really cannot, just miss because, they have, they're just not up for it. So that's an important thing. Not planning vacation. So for example, the spring breaks are probably different in the junior year and the senior year for the high school versus the college. So not planning those types of breaks or vacations away from the area. So those are just things, looking ahead. Transportation is arranged by the high school. I think we mentioned that already. Grades are assigned by professors, and at the end of the semester, the student will get a grade, and that will go on our RVCC transcript towards that, and the students are working towards that 3.0 or better, of course, or better. And the grade will also be transferred onto or given to the high school, and they will put that on the high school transcript as well. And as far as textbooks go, the TEKS pays for textbooks. Marianne, do you want to add anything on any of those code of conduct?
Well, I just jotted down a few notes while you're chatting, Joanne. I just want to touch briefly, Joanne had mentioned earlier in the presentation that maturity is one of the biggest factors here that we need to see in the students. And that kind of goes hand in hand with the student code of conduct. Students definitely need to be mature. They need to be very responsible. They need to know how to self-advocate for themselves and speak up for themselves on their behalf, because the college professors are not going to speak to parents at all. So you do need to be able to, the student needs to be able to communicate in a timely fashion. They need to email the professor if an issue should occur or if they have questions. And we also need them to be aware of all of our student policies, our academic policies, including academic integrity. So we do a big presentation about academic integrity and what is considered plagiarism and what is considered proper citations and giving due credit when it's needed. So I just wanted to kind of tag those on, Joanne. That's it.
Great. No, thanks, Marianne.
All right, so let's move on to additional opportunities on the campus. Joanne, you want to?
Yes, okay, I'll continue here. So we do have many opportunities on campus. And again, we want the students to succeed, so we are happy for them to take advantage of these additional support services. We have an academic support center, or tutoring center as it's called, which provides tutors at no charge to students. They can get tutoring in any of their college courses. They would have to take initiative. That's a big thing that we do talk about. And the students will grow into that. As Marianne mentioned, initiative is important as a college student. And if they are feeling like they need help in any of their classes, you know, a lot of these students are students that have never needed assistance before. But once you get into a program like this, they may need to have some assistance. And as a college student, that's what you do. You reach out for help. And that shows that you know, are dealing from a point of strength when you do that. So there is a tutoring center. It's virtual now. But you know, as things evolve, I'm sure it will go back to the way it has been, and students can meet face-to-face with tutors. We do have a career and transfer services area, and we have our director, Paul, here. So I'd like to have you spotlight Paul for a minute or two so he can say a few words.
Yes, this is very important that students think long-term. So as soon as they're a Raritan Valley student, we want them to be thinking about their transfer plans and their career plans. So we offer things like career counseling. We have a very robust internship and service learning program. And in terms of transfer, our students go to many, many colleges across the country and even internationally. We have transfer agreements. And the good thing about this particular program is the degree they're getting is an Associate of Science program, which is recognized as a transfer degree. So again, depending upon the career path, it's a very good preparation. Some have asked me why environmental science? Is that just a passing fad? And of course it is not. Four-year colleges very much are concerned with how students are developing their thinking skills. And environmental science is a very interdisciplinary kind of program. They're not just learning chemistry and biology in a silo. They're seeing the interconnections between their courses. And that is very valuable if they're looking ahead, especially at very competitive four-year colleges and academic programs that only take the top tier students. So we're here to help students. We offer events. We have transfer fairs where we bring in four-year colleges, both in-state and out of state, and even a few international schools as well. And we're doing those virtually now because of the COVID situation, but as soon as we're able to go back to our regular in-person, we will resume those services. So again, I'll be available to answer any specific questions at the end of the program.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you so much, Paul.
So I'll just continue with the list. Our library is an excellent resource. I know that the TESA Academy students have used it. I've been on campus and I've seen them, you know, around campus and using the library. Our athletic center, again, you know, when things go back to normal, we do have a basketball courts, a pool, a fitness room on campus. Summer courses, we more or less reserve that for our juniors and seniors to see if they have interest and they want to add a course. They don't have to. This is completely, you know, up to them and approved by Robert and myself first. If they want to take a summer course, that's certainly something that they could look into. And Paul mentioned internships, research, recommendations. The college is supportive of helping students find opportunities. So, you know, those are things that if a student, again, reaches out, either to Robert, to me, we will, you know, help them. And also their professors are great resources. They really are. If they, you know, speak to their professors about their interests, I know that the professors can point them in the right direction or tell them about experiences that they've had, and that may lead to, you know, something that can help the students find opportunities for themselves. And clubs and student government, yes, students are definitely, those are definitely available to students to be involved in. Senior year may be a good time for that. Students are driving and just, you know, a little bit older, and on campus a little bit more. So we have had academy students in another academy doing that, in student government especially. It really depends on the student. So there's a lot that we have to offer.
And actually, I want to point out some of the acceptances as well, right, Joanne, from the
Yes,
other
so
academies. Our students are graduating. We are slowly getting some acceptances. But again, you know, some other schools in our area, they've got, you know, those people, those schools that are working with RVCC, they got a history of sending a lot of students to top-notch colleges.
yes, that's correct. And just an interesting point about the academy programs. What's really cool is they actually graduate from RVCC before they graduate from high school. So we have graduation in May. So that's a really, really neat thing. They walk across the stage at RVCC before they walk across the stage, or however you stage your graduation at the high school level. So it's very, very neat thing. And there's a lot of pride there. And you know, they'll find out about their college, you know, where they will be going. But they move on to a variety of various four-year institutions, as Paul noted. And you know, as you can see, there's a variety of colleges listed, and it has a lot to do with what fits for a student. And we're very proud of the you know, the academy student track record that we've had.
Thank you so much. Um, Ms. Kosh is going to talk about the admissions requirements right now.
As you heard from everyone, you see that this is a great college level program, right? So that said, we do adhere to strict admission process. In order to get into this academy, a student must qualify these admission requirements. They need to satisfy all these admission requirements. Definitely, a student needs to be academically strong, so they need to have a GPA of 1.5 or above. What they have accumulated from 7th grade, and as of now, so we will be looking into the academic record from 7th grade onwards. And the second requirement is they need to have a recommendation, because of the form of the form. Robert sends out the Google Forms to the teachers, telling that these students are applied for the program. They need to have a recommendation at least from 3 out of 4 teachers. And definitely,
Ms. Kosh, your voice is breaking.
oh, really? Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, it's better.
Right. Can you start from the very beginning, because I think we
Oh,
did
it
not
was
hear
breaking?
anything. Yeah.
So as you heard from everybody, this is a strong college level program. It is so that said, we do have some admission criteria to get into this program, the academy program. So the first one, if you look into it, a student has to be strong academically. So they need to have at least a GPA of 3.5 or above, a cumulative GPA from 7th and 8th grade. Now, we will be looking into their academic records from 7th grade as well as till now. That is the second marking period of 8th grade. And the second criteria or the requirement is they need to have teachers' recommendation. At least 3 out of 4 teachers have to recommend them. If a student applies for this academy program, then Robert sends out the Google Forms to the teachers telling that so-and-so has applied for this academy program, do you recommend? So at least 3 out of the 4 current 8th grade teachers or the 7th grade teachers, they had to recommend them to be in the program. Of course, they need to have strong attendance and discipline record. That is a must. And AccuPlacer test. This test is given by RVCC. So this is a series of tests which sees whether the student is ready for college program. So this is conducted by RVCC. In the next slide, we will explain a little bit more about how it is going to be conducted. And they have to qualify in that AccuPlacer test. And last but not the least, they have to qualify in an interview process, which is conducted combinedly by TEEX and RVCC. So these are the 5 requirements we have, and the students who are selected here are really strong and they're ready to take up this college level courses.
And how the application process going to be?
So coming to the application process, we have this deadlines and due dates. Please do make sure that you stick to these deadlines and timelines. I know most of these emails will be coming from Robert. Please don't put it in the trash. Just look into the emails and stick to the deadlines. So most probably next week, the end of next week, we are ready to send out the application form. Once we send out the application forms to all the 8th grade parents and students, they need to submit this application form by January 14, 2020. Please do submit it on time. I don't think
2021, sorry guys, I'll change it.
Yeah, 2021, we'll be 2021, that's right.
We want to forget about 2020, so 2020.
Yes. So please do make sure you submit your application on time by January 14, 2021. Before you want to go for the holidays, please do submit it and go. That will be great. And we will be conducting the AccuPlacer test in March. We will give you the exact date as we go there. And this AccuPlacer test will be conducted at TEEX, not at RVCC. So, but we are planning to conduct over the period of 2 days. Students might have to come in person to do it. We were looking into the criteria how to do it. But it is conducted at TEEX, but it is a test given by RVCC. So RVCC coordinators will be administering the test. Then in April, we are planning to have the interview process. In the interview process, we do have coordinators from RVCC, Joanne, Marie, and myself, Robert. We all will be there. Maybe into 2 batches we are trying to put into, and we will be having this interview process during the month of April. We'll give you the exact dates. Probably it will be over the period of 2 to 3 days. And then definitely by the second week of May, we will let you know whether your child has been selected in this academy program. So once again, all I request is please do stick to the deadlines and the timelines, please.
Thank you so much. So we will continue with Joanne to talk about the tuition fee.
Okay, thank you. The current tuition at RVCC is $168 per credit and $50 per credit for the general fees. And the program, the associate degree in environmental science, is a total of 60 credits. So you can figure that out. And if you look at the curriculum chart, and I think that Robert is going to include a link for the curriculum chart, you'll see the breakdown. As Marianne said, there are no credits in the freshman year, but then the credits build in the sophomore year, junior year, and senior year. So the parents would pay the tuition fees as you take the college courses per semester. And also you're going to pay your tuition fees to your TEEX, to TEEX, to the community pass, and then TEEX pays RVCC. So you don't pay RVCC directly.
Yes, so I'm going to share the hold on. I'm going to share the curriculum in the chat right now. Just give me a second. I'm just gonna go to a 4-year map, copy, and share it in the chat. Here we go, guys. So you can see the curriculum there in the chat. So we are going to start, hearing from our parents and our students. This is the fun part. So I would like to welcome Abisha. She is actually the mother of 2 kids at the program. Abisha, I'm going to spotlight you, and then you're on. Please tell us about your experiences about the program so far.
Hi, everybody. As Rob said, I've been actually a TEEX parent for for 8 years now. My son Samir, who's on the line as well, is currently in the academy in 11th grade. My daughter Leah just entered in 9th grade. And so, you know, we've had experience with this program. I would say, you know, really going into it, you know, we had a lot of confidence around administration and just working with Joanne and her team, being able to kind of hear the program and what it's about. And honestly, it's really been quite a rewarding experience. And I think one of the most valuable, well, two of the most valuable points have been one just around, as the RVCC folks had said, you know, environmental science really is kind of an up and coming, you know, issue globally. And there's just so many, you know, interdisciplinary avenues you can take from here. And I've heard concerns from other parents about, well, my child wants to go to med school or wants to go to business school. And honestly, I personally, having been through the education system here in the US, you know, I majored in accounting and I applied to med school. And so you can have literally any experience possible. And environmental, you know, you get your basic biology, you get your basic physics, you get your basic chemistry and those courses through the program. So there's nothing that your child is at a disadvantage. In fact, it's actually an advantage. For the second point that I was going to make was just around the ability for your children to mature before they actually get to college. So it'll be the first time that, you know, they're not the top student in the class, and the first time they have to actually interact with a professor without the parent, you know, really having established that relationship, you know, with the teachers first, because, you know, we've been around TEKS for so long. And so the fact that they sort of go through those growing pains now in sort of a safety net type environment, and everybody's, you know, been holding them to the line, I would say is the other really, really valuable experience that, you know, I've noticed through the process.
Abhishek, what do you like the most about this program?
Actually, you know, the feedback that I hear from the kids really is that, you know, they're challenged in a way that, you know, they actually didn't think they would be challenged. And so I feel that's great, because to me, that's them growing and having self-awareness around, you know, what they can do. And the other thing too is, you know, I tell them this all the time, the world's your oyster, right? So they've barely scratched the surface in all of the other programs and you know, resources that RVCC has. And so I think for them to, you know, realize, you know, hey, I can go get tutoring, or I can go do research, or I can go use the gym, or I can go run for a student body president, or, you know, get involved in so many other areas, that I think it really is going to open a lot of doors.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. We are going to continue with Brandon. Brandon, I know you were bored so much waiting for this moment. I'm kidding. Brandon, you're on.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to talk about last year during the environmental science class that we had. We had that class and math. Like, you know, environmental science is the name of the program. And that class, it was probably one of my favorite classes that I've had so far in the program, other than the environmental science again this year. Our teacher, she was so nice. All the stuff that we were learning, it was really interesting. Found a lot of new things. We watched videos during class, and it helped us to understand, like, documentaries and stuff to help us understand more what we were doing. And just the whole process of going through everything and learning. And by the time we got to the end of the course and we took the exam and we all passed with flying colors, it was just amazing to know that we had grown so much and learned even more about environmental science, and continually through this year as well and throughout the rest of the program.
Brandon, is this program hard? What do you think?
Yes, it is. It is hard, but as long as you know what you're doing, and you just can't be too relaxed. If you have to know that going into the program that it will be challenging, but as long as you make sure that you're keeping up with everything and you are making sure that you are putting in the effort, and you, like, especially going and talking to the professors and everything and asking them for help. that could definitely that can change everything. And yeah, it is very challenging.
Thank you, buddy. Samir, you're next.
All right.
What do you
So I
think about
just,
the program?
yeah, so I just wanted to talk about the professors and the staff of RVCC and one personal experience I had.
I'm
So
not
for one,
faculty, Samir, not faculty. Okay, just kidding.
antiques faculty, sure. Um, so for one, the professors, they're always available to help you out and they love to answer your questions. They hold several office hours per week and it's like important to develop a good relationship with them as they want to see you thrive in the course. And also like you get a lot of support from teaks like Ms. Ghosh and Mr. Rob. You can always ask them any questions you have. So for example, in one of my courses in environmental science, I asked my professor about an internship or a volunteer opportunity as I was like very interested in the course. And they're very knowledgeable and they hooked me up with like, they have connections with people. And one specific thing I asked was to like work in a lab and see how that operates. And they were very willing to help me out. So I think that's a benefit to like get to know your professor and make sure you have a good relationship with them. They also have, RVCC has a tutoring center, so if you as a student ever need help outside of class, then another skilled student in RVCC or professor can help to assist you. I think joining this program can be a good way for students to grasp what college is really like and also balance themselves with high school classes at Peaks and at the college. It might seem like it's a rigorous curriculum, but it's good to start preparing students for what lies in college so it's less of a shock in the future.
Thanks, buddy. It was great. So we're gonna have Jessica right now on the spotlight. Jessica, you're on.
I'm going to talk about like work habits that you have to develop. So it's really important. Like one of the most important things is that you make sure you don't procrastinate, which is like really easy to do. But you know, like if you procrastinate, you're really going to regret it afterwards. And you have to make sure that you remember why you're in the program and like why you joined in the first place, you know, when you feel like, oh, I don't want to study or something like that. And you have to make sure that you have like a clear goal for yourself for all your classes and then work to achieve them. And yeah, don't be afraid to like ask the professors and stuff for help.
Jessica, what was the best experience that you ever had in this program?
I think definitely the environmental science classes, both years, because those teachers are always really nice to us to like help us and stuff.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're gonna have Arnau on the spotlight right now. Arnau has very interesting experiences during this program, and I think he benefited from this program a lot. Arnau, you're on.
Robert, to interrupt, Jessica, Brandon, Samir, they are juniors, and Arnav is our sophomore who is in the program.
Right.
All right, so in my experience with the Environmental Sciences Academy, I learned a lot about organization, preparation, time management, and basically I learned to prioritize studying for each college class in a timely fashion and putting studying first and then proceeding with the normal life. Something I learned about the academy is that the workload is like consistent. When a teacher says they will give you a test on a certain date, they will give you the test on a certain date with no negotiations, and they will give you a certain amount of work, study material on it. And I'll tell you from my own experience, I was able to build excellent relations with with some of my college professors. One example is Mr. Yushak. He's my environmental sciences teacher, who was one of the most, I want to say, passionate teachers I've ever met on environmental sciences. And he inspired me so much that I was actually inspired to attend a Model UN conference at Oxford University virtually this year in England regarding climate change and environmental sciences. And something that I noticed was how knowledgeable on this topic he was, and just how much I was able to relate my experiences and get a head start in Model UN and in other parts of the academy just because of how smart he was and how informed he was on the topic. So I was able to send him an email thanking him so much for all the help he provided in Model UN and extracurriculars, despite being a teacher at the Environmental Sciences Academy, which was a phenomenal experience for me.
Thank you so much, Samir. And I think I'm so proud of you that you represented us in Oxford University, especially for the environmental studies. When we heard that, we were super happy, and best of luck for you. So we are going to move on with our Q&A session. I have already shared the curriculum link on the chat. So if you guys have any questions, you can type them on chat and we can answer them one by one.
But Robert, I have one question already. So they're asking, is this application mandatory? So do you want to answer?
Yes, it is mandatory. And Marianne wants to say something before we move on to the Q&A session. Oops, hold on. Sorry. I was going to spotlight you. I did. All right. I'm going to spotlight you. Marianne, go ahead.
Great, thank you. I just wanted to follow up with what all the students had to say, and oh my gosh, I'm so impressed by what they had to say. What a fabulous student panel. The student body is just phenomenal in the Academy program. I also wanted to briefly mention something about the faculty, and not just because I'm a faculty. I'm actually not an environmental science faculty, but we have repeatedly received faculty members from four-year schools that have come to RVCC and have been so impressed with the relationships that they've been able to build at RVCC because our class sizes are so small. 20 students to 36 students is about the average class size that your students are going to see at RVCC compared with the 400, 600 person lectures at the larger state universities. So we've had a number of really tremendous faculty leave the larger schools and stick with RVCC just because they are able to really make those connections and build relationships with students one-on-one. And specifically, I've dealt with a lot of environmental science faculty who have been able to really show their passion and their enthusiasm for teaching at RVCC over some of the other schools.
The professors are not only helping with the teaching, but also, both guiding the students into their teacher profession. And at the same time, this is my experience with, during the college admissions time. Most of our students, they've gotten at least one recommendation letter from their professors. And from time to time, the recommendation letters are shared with us. And, those things that the professors write for the students, we are really proud of this program. We are really proud of the students. And, I think those recommendation letters are going to help the students to get into really top colleges. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
So there's a question, is this program mandatory? I'm still confused about that. No, this program is not mandatory. It is optional. If you guys want to apply for this program, you can apply for this program. If not, again, we also have an academy called MBA, Management and Business Academy, which is combination of some NJIT courses as well as some honors and AP level courses. We'll talk about that in a different presentation. Today's presentation is all about the option that we offer for the RVCC program. So if you guys have any questions, you can put them in the chat and then we can answer your questions.
To add to Robert's answer, so in addition to this RVCC Academy, we also have this MBA Academy. It's not mandatory that you have to apply, but it is a more rigorous program. And MBA is our school created program. Any other questions?
You can type them in the chat if you have any questions.
Any questions? No questions? So if the students are not, those students who are in 8th grade, if they're not applying for this program, they automatically get into the 9th grade. I see that they have little confusion about it. Yes, they can apply for this program. This is academy program. If they don't apply, they automatically go into our college courses, 9th grade, sorry, 9th grade school courses. It's not mandatory, no. Yes, I have another question, Robert. Is there a limit for number of students in the program?
We usually don't want to go over 25. So 25 is, I think the limit that we have.
Okay. I have one more question. After finishing this program, how will this benefit the undergrad program?
I think we briefly talked about it. First of all, I mean, there are two aspects to this question. Number one is when you are applying for really top-notch colleges, they want to make sure that the students they've got rigorous courses on their transcript. So they want to make sure that the students, they have gone out of their comfort zone, and then they've pushed themselves, and then they've taken all the rigorous courses that was offered for them. So that's number one. Number two, I think this is more important. When the students, they go to college, they are going to be college ready. Yes, AP classes prepare students for college level courses up to a certain point, but this is actual college level course. Students are getting the classes from an actual college, and students are getting the college classes from actual college professors. So when they go to college, they're not going to be shocked. They're not going to be like, oh, what is this? This class is difficult. I'm not able to handle the college work, which is nowadays a big problem for majority of the high school students. So they are going to be college ready when they go to their undergrad. So that's why in these two different aspects, from the college application standpoint and college readiness standpoint, this program is an amazing program.
Right. Thank you, Robert. One more question. I mean, not question, it is just a compliment. They say it's a great presentation. Thank you so much for doing this session. You're welcome. What are the question is, what are the development areas for this program? I'm not sure about exactly what this question is addressing. So what do you mean by what are the development areas for this program? Whoever wrote it, can you just explain it a little bit more?
Yeah, we are going to come to this question later on, but there's a question. Will there be a selection process? Yes, there's going to be a selection process for this program. Again, there's going to be some criteria that we are going to look at, like the GPA, discipline records, attendance, recommendation letters from the teachers. Not recommendation letters, but nominations from the teachers.
Okay, good.
How many years is this program? This years is spread out to 4 years. So every single year, there is something that the students are doing to accomplish the 60 credits.
But they are taking all the college level courses starting their
sophomore year, yeah.
Freshman year, they don't have the RBCC courses. If you look into the 4 years course map, their courses are starting from sophomore year. And from junior and senior year, when everything goes on well, we provide transportation for them to go to RBCC. So in the sophomore years, the professors come to our school. They come to our school building and they teach the college level courses. Whereas in junior and senior year, many of the courses, we shuttle them to RBCC.
So I was asking, how are we going to apply this program? You are going to get an email from me soon, and then there's going to be a link where you're going to click and fill out the information. Once you fill out the information, we are going to start processing your application. And if the student is qualified for the program, then we are going to start moving on to the next level, which is the IQ test and interviews.
Okay.
What are the subjects included in IQ test? It's mainly English and math. what we are looking for English is, our students are, eligible for the college level English classes, and, some classes that are related to English, like psychology. In order to take the psychology class, the students have to be placed in a certain level on the IQ Placer test. And also, students start the college level courses for math with pre-calc 1. So students have to be placed in pre-calc 1 in order to take the pre-calc 1 class in our program. So it's mainly English and math. So what's the difference between honors AP and AP capstone program? Again, this is a whole different conversation, but briefly, we have got different levels of classes like college prep, honors, AP, and I would say college level courses here at the top. So, all students who are in this program, the base level of the classes for the core classes are honors. Again, AP is advanced placement. It's not a college course, but the students, they take the class at the college level and then they take an exam. If they score 3 and higher, some colleges, they might transfer this course as an actual course, and then the students, they don't have to take this course at the college. An AP capstone program is combination of AP classes. Students have to take 4 AP classes plus there are special courses for the AP capstone, which is AP research and AP seminar, and students have to score a certain level at these exams. And at the end of this process, for AP courses plus 2 capstone related courses, all in all 6 AP courses, students are awarded a diploma called AP capstone diploma, which is also what most of our academy students are going for. They're going for the associate's degree diploma program, and at the same time AP capstone diploma program. What about the interview? What about the interview?
What do they ask in the interview? That's what it is.
Yes, so interviews are conducted again by our school professionals, are Miss Ghosh and me, and some of the people from RVCC. We become a team, one from our school, one from them, and then we are divided into different teams and we start interviewing students. We want to make sure that the students, they are mature enough to handle this college level courses, and at the same time, students are mature enough to be able to stay in the program and continue in the program, because again, starting is something in this program, but continuing is another. So we want to make sure that the students are mature enough and strong enough to be in this program. That's why we want to make sure that we have the interviews with them.
Okay, probably Brandon or Arna, one of you can tell what did they ask in the interview. So probably the parents will get an idea and students will get an idea.
Sure, I can answer.
Yes, Arna.
So in the interviews, most of the time they just ask you about yourself, your experience in middle school.
Don't give a spoiler.
Like,
I'm kidding.
It said, what about the interview, right? So that's what.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to talk about that. Wait, right?
Yes, I'm kidding, man. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh my God, you scared me there. Okay. No, normally you just relate to your experiences. If you really want to prepare for an interview, just prepare yourself to just talk about yourself, not from what you would say if you were an adult or a parent, but rather from what your own personal experiences are. And honestly, the interview is generally, it will be much harder in your head. The anxiety is much greater than the actual interview itself. The interviewers are actually quite nice and relaxed, and you should be completely fine as long as you prepare a little bit. They're not too mean to you.
Oh no. Thank you, Arnav.
Yeah, thank you, Arnav.
Okay. Robert, there's another question you want to answer that? Is full payment expected at the beginning of the year or the semester progresses?
Hold on, let me just go to that question. At the end, we usually charge the people at the end of the semester, and you pay as you go. So let's say you have taken 2 college courses in one semester, and then that semester you only pay for 2 college classes. So we don't charge you everything at the beginning. We charge you as we go.
And also you don't pay the fees directly to RBCC. I think Joanne went over this point. You don't pay to RB, though you might get an invoice, you don't pay to RBCC directly.
Yes, you pay to us, we pay to them.
And then we charge it in the community pass. You pay us to community pass and then we pay them.
Okay, so we've got a question. How's the geometry class taken over the summer if the student haven't taken the class yet? So usually what happens, some of the students, they take Algebra 1 in 8th grade. They've not taken geometry, and then our program starts with Algebra 2 in 9th grade. So what happens is when the students are eligible for this program, you know, we see that, okay, the student is good to go. Then we tell them, okay, take the geometry class over the summer online. They complete the classes online. We don't offer the course at TEKS. The kids, they complete the classes totally online. You know, again, you know, when the time comes, I'm gonna let you know where to take those courses. So if the student is eligible, you know, they take the class over the summer online, not from us, from somewhere else.
So there is a question from the AP classes. For the AP classes such as AP Physics exam.
Actually, there's a question before that sent privately to me. So it's saying that how is this degree going to help our kids' career paths? Is this going to lead them to only a certain career path, or they can go wherever they want? So again, very simple answer to this question. They are still high school students, but taking college level courses, okay? They're not declaring their major. They're not deciding for their careers. They are just taking college level courses. We are, again, you know, what we are trying to do here is to strengthen their portfolio when they're applying at the top-notch colleges. And also, you know, we are making sure that these kids are ready for college when they go to college. Again, they're not deciding anything big. You know, if they want to go into a STEM field, this program is going to be definitely very helpful. If they don't want to go for a STEM field, that's still fine. You know, it doesn't really matter because, you know, they are, for the most part, they are taking general courses. But what I can promise you is that, you know, these students are going to be rock ready for, you know, for the college when they graduate from this program. For AP classes such as AP Physics, is AP exam compulsory? No. You can take the exam. I mean, you can take the course. You don't have to take the exam. It's up to you, okay? And if you take the exam again, and if you, let's say, get a low score, it's still okay. You don't have to report that. So sometimes, you know, parents are concerned. You know, they take the AP class and then they take the exam. Let's say they get an A in the class, but they get a 2 from the exam. It's okay. You don't have to report that score to the college. So it's fine. You don't have to be very concerned about that. College classes are going to be starting in 10th grade. There's a question, is it going to start in 11th grade? No, it's going to start in 10th grade. And we are going to start charging you in 10th grade as well.
Please do look into the chat. We do have this 4 years course map. You should be able to see all the courses which are offered. If you see bold and asterisk, those are the college courses. So whenever students add that, they have to start paying for that.
There's another question. Are the credits earned accepted at every college? The simple answer to this question is no. Depends on the college where they want to go. Again, there are some colleges that RVCC has a partnership with. You know, it's going to be very, very easy for you to transfer your courses to those colleges. There are some colleges like Ivy League colleges. Even Princeton does not accept Harvard's courses, right? So they're kind of very particular about the courses. But this program is going to help you to get into those colleges because your portfolio is going to be very strong. again, for the most part, state colleges, they transfer. Again, for example, I have a student who graduated from RVCC. He went to North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and all his credits were transferred. So state colleges, usually they don't mind, but when it comes to private colleges or top-notch colleges, they don't usually transfer everything always. After taking geometry class in summer, will the student be tested once again? Again, students may take this test 2 times or 3 times. Joanne, how many times?
I believe is 2 times. Yeah.
2 times. They can take the exam for 2 times. So let's say they were tested once, and then they did not know geometry, and then they take the geometry one more time, and then they're going to be tested again later on. So even if they fail once, they're going to have one more chance to pass the IQ Placer test.
No, but I think this parent is asking about the geometry class, what they are taking from the school, not the IQ Placer one. So if they are not, so in order to be in the academy.
Oh, okay. So is it going to be like an in-school test for geometry? Usually we don't test the students because, again, there are certain places where you can take this course, and then we recognize those places. So we don't test you one more time.
To add to that, the courses what they're taking, the geometry courses through option 2 in order to be in the academy program in 9th grade so that they can be in the algebra 2. Those geometry course has to be a credit course. It's just not an enrichment course.
Right.
We state that.
Again, there are only certain places where you can go and take that course, and then we tell you what those places are. If the students are not able to handle after a year, is opting out of the program will have a negative impact. Not trying to be negative, I just want to know. Well, again, there is no impact academically, okay? Like, let's say the students, they're passing the class, but they kind of, find this hard. They can always switch back. But there's an emotional side, of course. Nobody wants to be backing out of this program. But is it an option? Yes. Students might start, and then, at some point they might say after a year, not of course in the middle of the year, but at the end of the year might say, you know what, this program is not for me. It's not working, it's too hard, it's making me depressed, whatever the reason is. They can always switch back.
Can I add something, Robert?
Go ahead, please, Joanne.
Sure, and I totally agree with Robert. And you want your student to be happy, and we want students to be happy in the program. And I think this is a family decision. You want your student to fit, right? It is a particular type of program, and it may not be for everyone. So again, we want students to be successful. We want students to be happy, and a student may be happier not being in the program. That's all.
Thank you. So we have a question. Ivy League colleges are interested to see people who have this kind of portfolio or program. What do you think about this? So let me answer the question in this way. We know for sure that they're not going to accept 100% of these courses. They're not going to transfer everything. But put yourself in those colleges' shoes, because the people who decide whether a person gets into that college or not is a human being, right? So we can always put ourselves in their shoes. So we've got 2 types of students. Number 1, a student who is coming from a regular school, portfolio is normal, regular classes, honors classes, and maybe some AP classes. And we have got another student, who is coming from a school or from a program where he has taken honors courses, who has taken AP courses, and on top of that, completed 60 credits of actual college level courses. And for sure that this student is exposed to the college environment. This student is exposed to the college level courses. Which one would you accept? Right? The answer is simple. The answer is I would like to choose this student who is strong, who knows, what a college level course is, what what kind of, determination and study habits or organizational skills are needed. Again, in this program, we are not only teaching the college level course, we are teaching work ethics. We are teaching how to deal with the professors. We are teaching how to, behave in a campus. We are teaching a lot of different skills, and I think these skills are lifelong skills, and they are very, very important skills. Am I right, Joanne? It's not only the
Yes.
college level courses, but some other very important skills that they're going to carry on for the rest of their lives.
Yes, absolutely. The colleges are going to see they'll see a certain level of success already and know that the students have had that success. So when you're comparing student to student, now they will have had to have a certain level of success. So, when you're talking about how much success they've had, and also with taking into account everything else that they do, again, extracurriculars, all the other things that colleges are looking for, and sometimes you just don't know why a college doesn't accept you. But yes, this will give a student a very strong portfolio or a very strong profile. Absolutely. I don't know if Paul is still on the line, if he wants to add. I mean, he's very well versed in transfer and college acceptances as well. Paul, would you like to add anything?
Oh, I would agree with everything that's been said. This
Yes.
type of program is very attractive to the selective colleges because, from their point of view, there's no risk. The student has already proven their ability in college level work. They can handle college level assignments, independent projects, research. It's a sure bet. Even the high profile schools are very concerned about their graduation and retention rates. They really want to take students who they have a high probability of completing their program on time. And students from this type of academy really have a leg up because they've already done those first 2 years. They have a solid track record. So they certainly do have an edge. We can talk about specific schools where our students have been accepted, and the list is, and you saw a screenshot of that, but there are many, many schools where our students have entered, like MIT and Georgetown and UCal Berkeley and Ivy League schools, even international schools. We have 5 international agreements. So clearly this type of program does set a student well above other applicants who may just have a high GPA.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you very much, Paul. And hearing this from the very first hand is very important. So Paul deals with this for the last, I would say, 40 years, right? So he knows this more than anyone. By the way, this is Paul's 40th year at RVCC. Am I right,
Yes.
Paul?
That's correct.
Many more years to come. Do you guys have any other questions?
I don't think so. We answered all the questions. Joanne, there was one parent who was asking about what is the minimum score they need to have in AccuPlacer. Do you have that in mind? They were asking about.
I don't have that. I mean, the score that we're looking for the benchmark when the students are going to take it now as 8th graders, we have we're looking for. We don't have like a minimum score. We're looking for a variety of scores here. I mean, we have an open, flexible scoring. There is the score that they have to meet, though, when they are going into the sophomore year. And I don't have the number off the top of my head for pre-calc or for the English, but they have to score into, it's a placement into English 1 and into pre-calc 1 at the very least. And many of the students, when they take the benchmark, what I'm calling the benchmark as an 8th grader, they make those scores. So then they don't have to retake again. So that's kind of nice.
So we have another question. The parent is asking, what's the success rate of this program getting into, Ivy League colleges? Again, from the college admissions standpoint, okay? This program is just a very small part of it, I would say. There are some other parts where students have to work on. Again, Joanne talked about it. You know, it really depends on your essays. It really depends on your GPA. It really depends on, you know, your extracurricular activities. From the rigor standpoint, you know, I think we are fulfilling everything.
Mhm.
Okay, but again, rest is up to the student. Okay, this program alone is not going to get you into an Ivy League college. Okay, there are so many other factors that is going to determine whether the student is going to get into a top-notch college or not. So again, from the rigor standpoint, we're good. The question is, are you good with the other aspects? I hope I was able to make sense. No problem. All right.
I don't think so. We have any other questions? Looks
If
like we-
there's no other questions, I would like to, first of all, thank you, RVCC staff, for joining us tonight. And I would like to thank you, all our parents, joining us tonight, and the TEKS faculty, and the students, and the parents. I think it was a very informative night. And I think everybody was able to, you know, understand what this program is all about. Again, I recorded this session, so if you have missed any part of this session, you came later on or whatsoever, or you know your child was pulling you aside, it's okay. We have got you covered. We are recording this program. You can watch it again, and if there is any questions popping up in your mind, you can always email me, and I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions. We are always here for you, and we are always here for your children. Have a wonderful evening, everyone, and hope to see you soon in person. You know, getting rid of this coronavirus soon. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.